I probably cannot say that.
He just whipped it out.
Yeah. To say. I know something you don't.
I know something that.
Baby, I be in that bed. No. See, so as far as like my paycheck, that doesn't sound good. But right. About you, but I knew I was a flight attendant. I wasn't worried about training. I had the job. Yes, that is the key thing. If you don't get anything else from my said, patience.
Boy, I've been watching you.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Tishawn. I'm a flight attendant that's based in Atlanta, Georgia. If you're new here, welcome aboard. Don't forget to subscribe. As always, if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back and thank you. As you can tell by my title, I have a special visitor on today's channel, the one and only Nori. Nori and I graduated together. Nope. So, and this is our first time.
In the airport together going to training.
Right, that's when we met. And this is our first time working together. And
since April.
Exactly. Like the math not mathing. Like it's not adding up.
2 = 4, but this equation.
So I'm gonna let Nori introduce herself and then we move on with the questions. I'll tell you guys more about the video.
Hi you guys. I'm Nori, Atlanta-based flight attendant. Yeah.
Do you live in Atlanta?
I live in Atlanta.
Okay. Where are you from, Atlanta?
Okay. Oh, that's how we. Okay. Let's I know you're getting at it. But,
no, that part gonna
stay. So my name is Nori. I'm a Atlanta-based flight attendant. I live in Atlanta. I'm originally from Jersey, but you know, ATL is where I'm at now.
Period.
West African queen, Sierra Leone.
Period.
You know, we come in with the foreign vibes.
The foreign vibes.
Yeah, but that's just a little bit about me.
Okay, so backstory: we met the day of going to training at the airport. She says she dropped her AirPods. I picked it up, gave it to her because I'm that nice.
Yeah, she was sitting behind me and my AirPod dropped in between the little crack on the plane. And I was like, oh my gosh, like my AirPod, I hope this girl grabs it. And we didn't even know, like we both going to training.
Right. Because it was so early, so a lot of people weren't really talking, but yeah, and then ever since then we've been here.
Yeah, you guys, this is my babe, like,
and that's my babe.
You know, we in this for life now.
Okay.
Speaking of off guard, but
that's okay.
I want to get your little airplane tattoo.
Oh, it's right here.
Yes. When I saw the vlog, I was like,
girl, everybody got these.
I want one.
You know you're a flight attendant. You got an airplane tattoo.
I want an airplane tattoo.
Yes, ma'am.
You have to go with me to
in Vegas. So in today's video, guys, I'll just be asking Nori a few flight attendant questions, like a get to know me, know more about the industry and so forth. So I have, think, 30 questions or 25, I don't remember. I just wrote these down one day. And we're just gonna get started. So your name?
My name is Nori.
Okay, and where are you based, or where are you coming from a previous base?
So I was originally based in Philly when I first graduated. I was there from, when did we start? Like April until November. And then November I was based in Atlanta, home state where I live. So I was loving that.
Okay. How did you like Philly?
I loved Philly base as far as my coworkers and the flight attendants and the supervisors. I loved all of them. But Philly as a city and the passengers, it's a little bit much sometimes. But overall, like, it was okay. I'm just glad to be back home now. That's all I
know the feeling, girl. How long you been a flight attendant?
Since April, so actually the 16th will make us 9 months.
Okay,
probation over.
Okay, and it feels like we've been doing this for a while because we have been on trips where we're both senior mamas.
Yes, I
love that for us.
Our senior mamas
love that for our seniority.
Now.
Okay. Crash pad. Have you ever stayed at a crash pad? And what was it like?
I couldn't do the crash pad situation. To you guys who did it, kudos to you. You guys are some warriors because I couldn't do the crash pad situation. All the Philly crash pads that I found were either like 14 people to one house, 13 people to one house, and I personally can't live with that many people. So I got lucky. My first week in Philly, I stayed at a hotel. It's dumb expensive, but I just couldn't do the crash pad. And then luckily, God worked out in my favor, and I got a room for rent from a family friend. And it was my own room. I didn't have to share. 10 minutes from the airport. It worked out perfectly. So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. So she couldn't do crash
I
pad.
couldn't do
basically.
crash pad. Nope, not for me.
All right. So when it comes to being a reserve and being a line holder, from your perspective, like how do you compare both reserve and being a line holder?
Ew, but it's just like reserve line holder. Like, it's just not even a comparison, to be honest. Like, reserve life is cool if you don't want to work and you want to have a lot of days off and have a lot of time to yourself.
Right.
Reserve life is perfect for that, but it's the uncertainty that comes with it. I couldn't do it. Like, just never knowing. Right, just never knowing when you're going, when you're coming.
Right.
I hated that part of reserve life.
Right.
So now being a line holder, please, let me not say the company name.
If you know, you know.
Okay, but my company, please don't take my line away. Like,
Please don't take it. Like,
just knowing my schedule, knowing where I'm going, be able to plan my life out a month in advance is where it's at. And
Yep.
to you new flight attendants coming in that's on reserve, I promise you, hold out for that line because it's worth it.
All right. Okay, one thing you love about your job.
Flying everywhere. Like, okay, actually, two things. One, flying everywhere, of course. Like, most people that get into this job is for the travel. Let's not pretend. But the second part, I'm not gonna lie, is walking through the airport like I own that. Like, not having to deal with security lines, just walking right through, being able to take through my big bottles of shampoo and body wash. Oh,
Love that.
the privilege.
For us, okay.
The privilege.
What's one thing you dislike about your job?
It's actually kind of hard. This is the first job where I could really kind of say it's not too many things I don't like.
Okay, well that is good then. If you can't dislike anything about the job,
really
that means you're
anything.
you're content, you're happy.
Yeah.
All right. What is the strangest thing you've ever experienced on the job?
Oh my gosh. So we had this drunk passenger get on.
Okay.
And so we hadn't realized that he might have been drunk prior to coming on because he was pretty okay. But when he got in the air, he probably had like maybe four shots. Yeah.
Just add into the alcohol already.
Exactly. Had like 4 shots. We're getting off the plane and everyone gets off. He's the only one just laid out in the chair, passed out. So then the other flight attendant that I was in the back with, I think that was the B, he was the D. He went to wake him like, sir, we're here. Everybody's off the plane. You have to get off. He goes to get up to get off. He reaches to get his bag out of the overhead compartment and completely falls into the next row. Like, I'm talking about just falls out. Yes. Finds his ways up. He's stumbling off the plane. Makes it up the jet bridge to the gate area. And it's these 2 female gate agents standing up there. You know how they are when they're coming off. And this guy comes up to them and just... I probably cannot say that.
He just whipped it out, y'all. He just whipped it out.
And I'm behind him, so I don't see it, but I see the action. And when I tell you, I was cracking up. Like, I felt bad for the gate agents because who wants to see that? But from my angle, I was dying. Yeah. So that's probably the craziest thing that I've had happen to me. Like, I've heard other crazy things, but to me,
Wow. You don't hear that on a regular. You hear about drunk passengers, but you don't deal with whipping the thing out.
Well, I don't know if you heard, but I've heard from other flight attendants about passengers not being able to use the lab and peeing in the galley.
Okay, sir.
You heard that?
No, sir. I'm gonna need you to just stop the plane.
Yeah, one of my Philly flight attendants told me he had this guy that he told him that he couldn't use the lav, and he wasn't going for that, and he just whipped it out and peed right on the galley floor.
I don't get it, y'all. What people, those who travel, us flight attendants, we don't make these rules. We don't. Like, it's not us. We don't tell you. We don't make the menus. We don't make these CDC's rules. Nothing.
We're not responsible for delays.
We're not. But wow, I've never heard that. Okay, so this leads us to the next question. So, what would be some pet peeves you have of things that the passengers may do?
Oh my gosh, I feel like I could go on and on about this, but it's crazy because when someone in the moment, like now I can't really think about it, but I would say the biggest thing is what we talked about today, the lav.
Mine is them not shutting the lav door. Like, you use the lav, shut the lav door. You just leave it wide open. I don't like that.
Yeah, no, my biggest thing is, like, I know this shouldn't be a pet peeve, but I'm telling y'all now, this is a pet peeve for multiple flight attendants. Like, if y'all come to the back or to the front, whatever, and you're asking where the lav is, there is a clear indicator, big old sign on both lavatory doors that says lavatory in all caps.
Right.
So for you guys to come back there and ask us, where's the lab? Like, there's just so much space for it to be somewhere. I have nothing to say. I know something you don't.
I know something that you never know. Okay, what? Right. Okay, now I'm about to get her business. Okay, so does this job affect your relationship? Like, family-wise, relationship-wise, being a sister, I don't know, aunt?
Definitely. If I have to be honest, definitely. As much as I love this job, and now that I'm a line holder, I have the ability to manipulate my schedule the way I want, but still, I tend to miss out on a lot of things. I'm always gone. I have to plan around my work schedule. So, yeah, I miss out on a lot of family events or different friend events or things like that. When it comes to romantic relationship, there is no romantic relationship for me in this job. Like,
you know what? And I was telling my channel recently during the Christmas holiday, I was like, we knew what we were signing up for. So it's like specific holidays, like we have to celebrate on different days.
Right.
Maybe the day after Christmas, the day before. Like, we just have to work around.
Like, for example, this year I was gone Christmas Eve and Christmas.
Me too.
And I worked New Year's Day. So
yeah,
it's like those major holidays you're not really there for. Or like earlier this year, I actually had to end up calling out for my sister's graduation. Like, I was working, but you know, she graduated her master's, that's major. So I'm like, okay, I'll take the points and call out. But
yeah,
you know, it's not a lot of people I would do that for. So 9 times out of 10, I'm just gonna miss your event. Yeah.
Okay. Well, ooh, excuse me. Do you think is it hard to date when you're a flight attendant?
Yes.
You think so?
I think it's, and this might be different for you because you're married, but I think when you're dating and getting to know someone, it could be hard because you're barely gonna ever get to see me. Let's be honest, like,
unless they're in your base.
Exactly. Unless you're in my home base, then you'll probably see me all the time because I'm always home. But if you're not in my home base, then yeah, it is pretty hard.
Okay. All right. All right, moving on. Do you always go out and explore when you have free time on your layovers?
Baby, I be in that bed. No, sometimes I do like to go out and try, because there's a lot of places that we go that we've never been. So,
right.
Of course, I like to go and experience new cities and stuff. And I told myself this year I'm going to enjoy my layovers a lot more than I have in the past. Mm-hmm. But I'm not gonna lie, most of the time when you get to your hotel room and you take off that uniform and you get ready, yes, you just want to chill in the room, chill in the bed, catch up on your shows, whatever. Like, you see I'm in my onesie, like, that's how relaxed I was today.
Okay, so what are 2 ways that you stay healthy while flying? Girl, here's one.
No, drinking a lot of water definitely is key. And I would say meal prepping. That is another thing. When I meal prep. Yeah, when I meal prep and bring my own food, I eat a lot better. I'm not as bloated. I'm not spending as much money. Meal prep is key because I'm telling you, as a flight attendant, going to all these different cities and all these new restaurants, of course you're going to want to try it and do all that. But if you're on a 3-day trip and you don't bring any food, you're buying food for 3 days. So
yeah, and that's adding up.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. What is your biggest challenge working as a flight attendant?
Biggest challenge. I would say just getting used to being gone all the time.
Yeah, I
for
agree.
me.
Yeah.
I think especially last month when we got our line and working a full month, it made me realize like how much I really am gone. Like, I don't know why. It's this picture like in my head that constantly plays of me when I get home and I get out the car and I take my suitcase and I'm dragging it to the house. Mm-hmm. Like, I just go through, and I'm thinking about how many times a month that happens. So
yeah,
just getting used to traveling all the time, I would say.
Okay. What is the nicest thing a passenger have ever said to you?
Oh, okay. I got one. So I had these. I had this Hispanic couple on the flight from San Juan to Atlanta, and we had a San Juan layover, and we were on the way back now, and they just stopped me, and they were, I don't know, I was just doing my job. I don't know anything specifically that I did to make them notice me, but they stopped me and they were just like, we just love your energy. This is our first time flying.
I can mute it out.
Okay. But they were like, this was their first time flying out with our airline, and they were so excited, and they said that I had made their experience with the airline a really good experience and that they would come back, and that just made me feel so special because I don't even think I was doing anything extra, just doing my job and being me, and they were so friendly. They even was like, when you come back to San Juan, you should come visit us. They were telling us all these spots. Yeah, that probably is the nicest thing and most memorable thing I've intermission. You know how to go.
Okay. All right. Opposite of what I just asked you. So, what is probably the rudest thing a passenger have ever said to you?
You know the crazy thing is, I've never had a passenger say anything rude or wild or crazy to me. I think the only thing, and this is probably why I cannot be a flight attendant, is that if I say good morning to you, good afternoon, hello, welcome aboard, anything, and you hear me and you look at me and you don't speak, I have attitude. I'm too sensitive to be that. I've noticed. I would say that's the rudest. That to me, that's the rudest. If I speak to you and you don't speak back,
and it happens a lot that when we're the first flight attendant that you see and they're greeting you, some people just don't answer.
I literally had this guy look at me. I was like, "Good morning," and he looks at me. I literally was like,
"Were y'all delayed?"
No. I literally was like, "I said good morning."
Okay, so if you could transfer to another base, what base would that be?
I was waiting for Atlanta to open so long that I don't even know.
So if you could transfer back to Philly, would you?
No. I don't mind Philly as a base as far as a flight attendant. I just don't like living in Philly as a city. So that was my problem with Philly.
Okay.
To be honest, at this point, if I had to transfer, they're like, you have to transfer out of Atlanta, I think I would go to Vegas.
Hell no.
I know that's so random, but I would make that move and I would just move.
Me? Nope. Okay, do you prefer doing turns or trips?
Depends on the day.
Alright. What about legs? Legs is the flights per day. So if I say I have 2 legs, I have 2 flights. For those who are not familiar. Do you like, how many legs a day do you like?
3 is a max for me. 2 is perfect. 1, 2, perfect. But 3 is a max for me. I cannot do a 4-leg day.
Okay. Some people just can't do the double turns or 4 legs at all.
Oh, ooh. 3 even just.
Are you a morning person, morning report, or a late report, or midday? Morning, I mean like 5 o'clock. Midday, like maybe 12, 1, 9.
Hate relationship with report times. So I like getting off early, so that's the thing I like about getting
early,
like an early report time. But I'm not a morning person at all. Okay. At all.
Me either. But if I have to get up, I'll get up.
Yeah, but I don't really care to have to get up too early. So this trip was kind of like perfect timing for me today.
Girl, not tomorrow.
No, today. The report time today. The report time today was 9:30. That wasn't too bad for me. Like 9:30, 10, 11, 12 o'clock. Anything, I would say my perfect report time is anywhere between maybe like 10 and 2.
Okay. Red eyes. Do you like red eyes?
I hate red eyes. I hate them.
Love and
Don't
hate
put them on
relationship.
schedule. No, I hate red eyes.
I'll probably only swap into a red eye if I want to get rid of something and I have no choice but to do the red eye. If I just want to get rid of something.
Don't give me red eyes. I don't want them.
Okay, where is your favorite layover?
I would say as of right now, San Juan.
San Juan. Okay. San Juan.
San Juan is, yeah.
All right, what is your favorite pairing? When I say pairing, I mean, for those who are not familiar, when I say pairing, it's like a turn or a trip that you would do all the time, like a pairing. The flights that we do, they have numbers, like a pairing number. So let's say AB is Atlanta to Fort Myers back to Atlanta. That's a pairing, you know what I mean? But what's a city that you would go to all the time?
I actually don't mind the Atlanta LaGuardia turn. I know a lot of people don't like that, but I don't mind it.
Okay.
That's the first one that comes to Dome, so I would have to say that's probably it.
All right. What's your favorite Airbus? Do you like 320s or 321s?
So I love 320s, but I was on the old 320 for the first time. Like,
are you serious?
Ago. Yes.
After so long?
Oh my gosh, I love that old 320.
The full galley in the back?
Yes, I love the full galley. I love the separation of the lavatories and how we don't have to really... They don't have to come in the galley to go to the lab.
Okay, they still come back there.
I am here for the old 320s.
Okay. All right, what is your favorite position? I have it worded here. Do you like the forward galley, forward cabin, mid cabin, aft cabin, aft galley?
Aft galley. I'm an aft galley girl all the way. B position is where it's at for me.
Okay.
I love to do the announcements. I hate to do the demo. I'm a people's person, but I don't really care to have to deal with the passengers all the time. So B aft galley is where it's at for me.
And that's what I bidded a lot this month, that position, aft galley, to be in the back. All right. Are you a East Coast girl or a West Coast girl?
As far as me as a person, or where I like
you
to
as
go?
a person and where you like to work.
So I am an East Coast girl, Jersey all the way. But as far as work, I would say, so I don't like the West Coast just because of how long the flight times are. Leaving out of, like, Atlanta to Denver, Atlanta to Vegas, Atlanta to Ontario. Yeah, I'm mad we were thinking the same thing. Any of those flights are 3 hours plus. So,
and flights over 3 hours, I get a headache.
I don't really care to do flights that long, but I do like West Coast layovers. So, you know.
Okay. Okay. Do you rather domestic flights or international flights?
International flight if it's a layover, domestic if it's not.
Long flights, short flights?
Short. I would rather have a 3-leg day with like 3 flights that are like an hour and some change long each.
And it's still good credit, still productive.
Versus 1 4 or 5 hour flight to Vegas or wherever else. Like
that. Now that you said that, that actually makes sense. That, like, for real.
Yeah, I'd rather have more legs than a longer flight.
Like you'll do Atlanta, Louisiana, Atlanta, Miami, or Miami.
Exactly. And I don't mind that.
How about Orlando, Miami? Miami, Tampa.
I've never actually done a Miami to Orlando flight. How long is that flight?
Probably 30 minutes.
See, so as far as like my paycheck, that doesn't sound good. But working, that sounds perfect.
Right. Just here, like Denver to Colorado Springs, it's like 20 minutes.
I've never.
That's a hop.
I think because you were in Orlando,
yeah,
you got to go to a lot more cities than I did. Because it's a lot of cities that I have never. I actually repeat the majority of the same cities all the time. Denver, Dallas, Vegas, Fort Myers, Tampa, Orlando. That's it.
Okay. And last question, any advice for someone who would love to become a flight attendant who come across my channel? Anything you want to tell them? Any tips? Anything? Just put it out there.
I would say patience is key. That's probably the first thing.
Yeah.
Patience through the whole interview process. When I tell you, we know what patience is when it comes to this flight attendant life.
Yeah.
We didn't go to training for like almost, was it, how long?
A year.
Almost a year. Mm-hmm. Like we knew we were flight attendants and didn't go to training for almost a year. So patience is key because even when you get to training.
Wait, say that again. We knew we were flight attendants and didn't, but we had to go to training for a year. What? Like you're saying we know we are flight attendants before we go to training? Or
no, like I'm saying, I don't know about you, but I knew I was a flight attendant. I wasn't worried about training. I had the job. Like I'm just saying, it's like we knew that we had this position or we got this job, we got our CJO, and we were going, and to just have to wait a whole year or just not know when you were going. Like when I got that email finally that we were going to training, I was like, yes,
I was hyped. I literally just did a video on this. I was hyped.
I was so hyped. Hyped. So patience is key throughout the whole process, like interview process, training, like you definitely have to be in a strong mental space for this job. I would say just the traveling all the time, having to miss out on family events, just constantly moving. Make sure your mental is together. Like if you have so much going on outside of the workplace and at home, it's not gonna be such an ease to just go through this job or just work. Like you're always gone, so you need home to be together. Support, definitely make sure you have a bomb ass support group, friends, family, that because you cannot get through this by yourself. I'm telling you, like you need the support, you need the love, you need the push, all of that. Like through training, my siblings and my parents would just constantly send me motivational messages. Even while I'm out here now, my mom's just always praying for me. Like, you need that. And I would say that's about it. Like, don't do this if you don't really love it. Don't do it if you're just... Of course, we do this to travel, but I would say don't do it if you're not a people's person, if you don't really like people, if you know you're not that friendly. This job is not for you. We encounter hundreds and hundreds of passengers a day. And if you just got a nasty attitude all the time, it's just like, it's not going to make the workplace fun. So, but yeah,
Agreed.
That's about it.
Agreed. Y'all heard it from the best. Nori at her finest. Agreed. And everything she literally said, I piggyback off of that. It's 100% true. You got to have patience. Absolutely.
Yes, that is the key thing. If you don't get anything else from my said, patience.
Okay, well, that's it for today's video, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed our sit down with getting to know Nori, a flight attendant for the same airline that I work for. If you guys would like more videos like these, please let me know. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Hit that notification button.
Period. I never say that, but I'm gonna start saying that. Tell them again.
Hit that notification button.
Period.
And you need to know when my girl drop a video.
Okay. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.
I've been watching you.